A boss was traveling with his new secretary. When they arrived at their hotel, he asked, "Would you like me to treat you the way I treat my wife, or the way I treat my secretary?" She asked, "What's the difference?" "Well," he said, "my wife gets the suite with the jacuzzi. My secretary gets a standard room." "In that case," she replied, "I'll take the wife option." Later, at dinner, he asked again, "Should I order for you the way I would for my wife or my secretary?" "What's the difference this time?" she asked. "My wife gets caviar, fine wine, and dessert. My secretary gets a simple meal." She smiled. "Then I'll take the wife option again." At the end of the evening, as they prepared to head to their rooms, he asked, "And now, would you prefer the wife treatment or the secretary treatment?" Blushing slightly, she said, "I think the wife treatment." He smiled warmly and said, "Good night," and then goes to another room. A firefighter was standing outside the station, working on a pump motor, when he heard a small, cheerful voice behind him say, "Hello, Mr. Firefighter." He turned to see a little girl, about 6 years old, proudly holding a handcart she had turned into a miniature fire engine. It had a tiny ladder, little hoses, and was being pulled by her dog and her cat. Impressed, the firefighter walked around the setup. "This is amazing," he said. As he looked more closely, he noticed the dog was pulling with a leash clipped to its collar, while the cat is attached to the truck with a string around its testes. Slightly surprised, the firefighter said, "I don't want to interfere, but I think your cat would pull better if the string were attached to his collar instead." "I know," the little girl replied, "but then we won't have a siren." A man was being sued for an enormous amount of money. Worried sick, he asked his lawyer, "If I lose this case, I'm finished. Is there anything I can do?" The lawyer shook his head. "At this point, it's entirely up to the judge." The man paused, then asked nervously, "Would it help if I sent the judge a box of cigars?" The lawyer nearly jumped out of his chair. "Absolutely not. This judge is obsessed with ethics. Something like that could destroy your case. You might even get charged with contempt. Don't even smile at him." The man nodded quickly. "Understood? Thanks for the warning." Weeks later, the judge ruled in the man's favor. Overjoyed, the man said to his lawyer, "Good thing you warned me about sending those cigars." The lawyer grinned. "Yes, we would have been doomed if you'd actually done that." "Oh, but I did send them," the man said casually. The lawyer's smile froze. "You what?" "Relax," the man said. "I mailed the cheapest cigars I could find and put the plaintiff's business card inside the box." Two elderly ladies had been best friends for decades. They'd shared everything: road trips, recipes, and a lifetime of stories. These days, they mostly met a few times a week to play cards and reminisce. One afternoon, as they were shuffling the deck, one of them stopped and said, "Now don't take this the wrong way. We've been friends forever, but I just can't remember your name. I've tried and tried, but it's slipped my mind. Could you please tell me what it is?" The other woman stared at her for a long, thoughtful moment, then asked, "Do you need to know right this minute?"